Hello, and today I'm going to be doing this on Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Like and subscribe. A less-known chapter is the story. However, all of Ford's stories are not about positive achievement, and one reason is that he didn't appraise the law of empowerment. Henry Ford was so in love with the Model T that he never wanted to change or improve it, nor did he want anyone else to tinker with it. One day, when a group of designers surprised him by presenting him with a prototype of an improved model, Ford fiercely ripped its doors off the hinges and proceeded to destroy the car with his bare hands. For almost 20 years, the Ford Motor Company offered only one design, the Model T, which Henry Ford had personally developed. It wasn't until 1927 that he finally grudgingly agreed to offer new cars to the public. The company produced the Model A, but incredibly far behind its competitors in technical innovations. Despite its early head start and the incredible lead over its competitors, the Ford Motor Company market kept shrinking. By 1931, it was down to only 28%, a little more than half of what it produced 17 years earlier. Henry Ford was the antithesis of an empowering leader. He continually undermined his leaders and looked over the shoulders of his people. He even created a sociological department within Ford Motor Company to check up on his employees and direct their private lives. As time went by, he became more and more eccentric. He once went into his accounting office and tossed the company's books into the street, saying, "Just put all the money we take in a big barrel, and when a shipment of material comes in, reach into the barrel and to get enough money to pay for it." Perhaps Ford's most peculiar dealings were with his executives, especially his son Edsel. The younger Ford worked at the company since he was a boy. As Henry became more eccentric, Edsel worked harder to keep the company going. If it weren't for Edsel, the Ford Motor Company would probably have gone out of business in the 1930s. Henry eventually gave Edsel the presidency of the company, but at the same time he undermined his son. Further, whenever a promising leader was rising up the company, Henry tore him down. As a result, the company kept losing its best executives. The few who stayed did because they figured that someday old Henry would die, and Edsel would finally take over and set things right. But that's not what happened. In 1943, Edsel died at age 49. So basically, Ford wasn't a good leader because he taking out the leader, ones that are rising up, and he didn't allow improvements. And so you have to allow improvements. You can't be super angry and looking over people and micromanaging them. And so a permanent prescription is a book about how my mom got to 50 apartments. On Asset Kids is a book how kids can be assets, and they're both on Amazon, so you can buy them there. Okay, I hope that if you did, like and subscribe. Bye.